Hello everyone, my name is Gusti Pangestu. In this moment, I will share to you all about my research. The title is The Emotion Detection Through Face Expressions, a literature review and experiment. So, why face expressions? There are three main reasons why I'm here to share about my research about face expressions. First is a lot of external projects that utilize human facial expressions, starting from the field of education. The second is in the health, uh, for face expression in the health, and the third is face expression in social aspects. So, why or how face expressions recognize? Uh, First is many researchers use an image processing approach to detect and recognize facial expressions. Second, one of the methods used by researchers is to use neural networks, including convolutional neural networks or CNN, or neural networks in a conventional way. And the third is, in this research, we will discuss about the methods, approach, and methods especially for facial expression recognition process, especially using neural networks. So, what does we do in this research? In this research, we also examine the result of several studies related to the use of neural networks to recognize facial expressions. The final or the output of the research is a conclusions analysis that is expected to help other researchers to be able to accurately determine the most appropriate architecture for the case study being carried out, especially in detecting facial expression. So this is our steps in this research. First is defining the research questions, or we also call RQ, and the step 2 is convert the RQ to the keywords. And the third step is define the inclusions and exclusion criteria. The fourth is define the consulted database, and the fifth is retrieve and collect the paper's result using the specified keywords. The step 6 is quick strain those paper result based on the title, abstract, and conclusions. The step 7 is full reading the strained paper. And the step 8, order the data to produce the results. Step 9, select the key papers. They relate to the face expression fields. And the last is produce the result to include into the paper. So this is our research question. There are three research questions that we obtain from this research. The research questions 1 is what is the problem? And research question 2 is what kind of model being used? And the last is research question 3 is what kind of data being used? So, and there is the keywords that we are using to uh, to find the research questions. And the first is string 1, face expression recognition deep learning. String 2, face expression detection deep learning. String 3, face emotion detection deep learning. And string 4 in the last, face emotion recognition deep learning. Those string name we use to find the paper that containing those words, especially for face expression, face expression recognitions, and deep learning. So, and this is the we define the inclusion and exclusion criteria. The first is inclusion criteria. We use the published research in 2018 until now, or 2020 and 22. And then a journal and conference only. We also use the journal and conference only. We also use the published paper, not for the unpublished paper. And the last is the study of the research must be identical to the keywords. So it must be identical to keywords, the face expression recognitions. And the exclusion criteria, we use the paper is must not uh, we doesn't choose the paper that the paper doesn't written in English. And the last is research in this review or still not published. This is the exclusion criteria. So we use these two, inclusion and exclusion criteria. Define the consulted database. This research used two of the database, which is Scopus and Google Scholar. We just use the two of the database, Scopus database and Google Scholar database. Scopus database contain a lot of high quality. That's why we use the Scopus database. Peak and good research also contain in Scopus database. But the Scopus itself does not fast as we think about the indexing method. So uh, the very last research, especially in 2022, doesn't very fast to be indexed in Scopus. Therefore, we use the Google Scholar because Google Scholar has more very fast process to be indexed, especially in 2022. So after we use the inclusion, after we use the exclusion, we find the paper and we select the best paper, we have the result in here. So this is the result and discussions. First, we use the retrieval data. In the first experiment, we produced around more than 1,000, or more than 100 documents in Scopus database, around 2 million documents in Google Scholar database. There are also a huge documents that we obtained. So it is very impossible that we must review it one by one. So we use the inclusion and exclusions in here. After we use the inclusion and exclusions, we get around 41 paper for the conference and around 22 paper for the journal. Those paper are related to the topics that we explained before. After we get the data, we obtain the data, we also try to answer the research questions. First is the research questions one. What is the problem? After we get a lot of the paper, the answer is there are four research propose a deep learning approach to the text-to-face expressions. One research proposed recurrent neural network approach, and one research proposed the use of machine learning. So we got in here, there are the diagram that show the face expression detections approaches. Most of them are using the CNN method, also followed by machine learning, and the last is the RNN, or recurrent neural networks. So we have concluded in here that CNN is the most used method in this research, especially for expressions detection. And the answer for research questions 2 is what kind of model being used. So after we collect the data, we review the paper, and we choose the best paper, we also knew that more than 88% or around 88.45% accurately, they are using RNN customized, and then 21% 21% using CNN customized, and then 84% using machine learning, and also there is 85% using KNN, and 74% around 74% using SVN. So there is a lot of methods that use for face recognitions or face expression detection in here. And then research question 3, what kind of data being used? Those researchers are using many various data sets, and we must know what data that being used by them, and what data is produce highly accuracy and produce better accuracy. So in here we know that there is a data called YALE. YALE is used by 99% of the research, and then followed by ORL datasets, and then also followed by Java datasets with accuracy is 91%. So the highest accuracy in here is YALE datasets, and then followed by ORL datasets, and then followed also by Java datasets. And then we know that there is a group dataset in here that have the accuracy around 91.40%. There is also a lot of datasets outside there. For example, we know that FAIR 2030 is commonly datasets that used for face expression detections. But in this paper, we doesn't see the paper that used the FAIR 2030 datasets. Otherwise, FAIR 2013 is also being used by by us for experiment or uh, by any other researchers out there. So after we got the data sets, we got the most used um, method to find the face expressions or to detect the face expressions. We do the mini experiment here. In this research, we try to test neural network performance by using Google Collaboratory based on free resource and facility provided. So why we choose Google Collaboratory? Because it is free and it is provide us free GPU use, so that we can free using it. And in the experiment, we focus on the proving process of best accuracy result obtained by neural network approach. There are three scenarios in the experiments. The first scenario is face expression detections, set and neutral recognition using ResNet 5D. So, for your information, this research is using the FAIR 2013 datasets. There are more than 1 million data in the FAIR 2013, and we doesn't use all of the data. We also uh, rearrange this data. We divide it to set and neutral recognitions. Set mean face that show the set expressions, and neutral means a face that doesn't show any expressions. So we divide into two parts: the set part and neutral part. And the second experiment, we use face expressions, set and neutral recognition using ResNet 15, but in tweaked versions. We also customize the ResNet 15. The third is face expression detections, but in here we are using MobileNet V1. So there is a three version of the MobileNet. In this research, we are using the first version of MobileNet. So this is the result of ResNet 5D. We can see here the ResNet 5D is gaining um, good accuracy, but not good at all. So we got around 70 to 80% accuracy in ResNet 5D, and in tweak ResNet 5D or customized ResNet 5D, we get maybe it's the same result with ResNet 5D is around 75 until 80%. And using the MobileNet, we also obtain the best accuracy in here. Is more than 90% of accuracy using the MobileNet version 1. So the conclusion is first, face expression recognitions experiencing the popularity since 2015 based on the graphic that we saw before, causing by the increase of artificial intelligence. Second, the face expression recognitions gain its best and highest accuracy by utilizing several approaches, especially support vector machines and deep learning. The accuracy result also influenced by the datasets used. Remember that we used the FAIR 2030 datasets. There are several datasets commonly used in the results. The highest accuracy of face expression recognitions or detections is by utilizing YALI, URL, and followed by CK plus datasets, also using the FAIR 2030 datasets. So that's all that I can tell to you. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.